Hello, good afternoon, ladies. I'm Khalil, brother, host of the Sports World, live right here, Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County area. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll talk to you guys about the fact that Tompa Bay Bucs brutal beatdown on the Chiefs Kingdom, by the way, or the Chiefs, as if you may, that is, and the fact that they're the new Super Bowl champs at home, by the way, and the fact that Tompa Bay, as of right now, TB12, he's a 7-time Super Bowl champ and a 5-time Super Bowl MVP. I'll tell you about that, and I'll tell you if they are going to meet each other yet again for next year's Super Bowl. I'll get you guys to that for sure for Super Bowl 56. I'll talk with you guys on the fact that Tampa Bay, whether or not he just won a Super Bowl without the need of Belichick. I'll get you guys to that for sure. I'll talk with you guys about the fact that Greg Hamilton has he got engaged to Ariana Thompson, by the way, yesterday. I'll talk with you guys about the fact that D-Rose got himself traded. The way he knows reuniting with Tom Thibodeau. Now, he did play for the Knicks, but don't get me wrong on that part. I'll tell you guys about the fact that ESPN reporter Pedro Gomez deceased at 58 at his own home. I'll tell you guys about the fact that Dustin Johnson won the second Waste Management Phoenix Open title. 8-tour win he's had. Lewis Hamilton signing a 1-year offer with Mercedes for the 2021 F1 season. The Heat defeating the Knicks 109 and 103. Jets defeating the Pacers 105. And May Brother Witch up to the Big Show. Mary Steenbergen, Mary McCormick, Seth Green, all the others out there, and Klay Thompson as well. And that's all. That will be all the news I will have. And also the little girl that was injured in that car crash that Brett Reed got into, by the way. So little girl's name is Ariel, by the way. She was injured in that car crash. She suffered some brain damage. So I'll get you guys that for sure. First things first, ladies, I'm gonna start things off with just saying congrats to the Tompa Bay Bucs for getting revenge on Chiefs Kingdom for the Chiefs. By the way, the Chiefs Kingdom got burned down, and even though the fact that Tompa Bay Bucs they just walked out at home, that must have been that home as a new Super Bowl chance. By the way, this makes Tampa Bay TB12 now a 7-time Super Bowl champ and a 5-time Super Bowl MVP. I got to admit this right. And to be honest, I got to admit this right now. I honestly thought that this is it. Because I did not think, the Bucs offense was too much. Their defense was pressuring King Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, just like that. I did not think that the Chiefs were going to get outnumbered just like that. Because this is a team right now that has been dominant since day one. But what happened last night, dude, you kidding me, right? Chiefs scored a touchdown in that game. And to be honest, Patrick Mahomes, he didn't throw any touchdown passes in that game. He didn't make a comeback. What is happening to the Chiefs right now? They're supposed to be the dominant faction. They will be walking out here as back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Fact of the matter is that Tampa Bay got its revenge. Because the whole theme of this was, what's Tampa Bay's legacy going to die? Last night, it did not. Because I can tell you this. Tom Brady, he just proved to himself, even to Belichick, even everyone else out there, the fans at home, the fans around the world, fans around the country, he just proved that he just won a Super Bowl on his own without Belichick. And he did just that. I think, Tom Bay get to a title game on his own? Yeah, could win games on his own, could get to a playoff game on his own, could win a division title on his own, get to a Super Bowl and win it. Tom Bay just did all that last night. And to be honest, Belichick's going to be sitting there, and he's going to go, oh, man, if only Tom Bay was back, if only my guy was back. But you didn't need Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay walked out on you. Tom Bay proved to everybody else that he didn't need Belichick. He did not need Belichick to get his 7th Super Bowl win. He didn't. So my question is, how many more Super Bowl rings could Tampa Bay win before he hits retirement? Because honestly, last I checked, he may probably need, I don't know, 3 more rings, 11 more rings. So to be fair, I think it's safe to say that Tom Bay could just win any more rings he can have on his hands. But he won't. I mean, yes, he's made back-to-back sole appearances, won some, lost some. But to be honest, and murdered the Chiefs so bad. That's a travesty. The Chiefs, on the flip side, even though their kingdom got burned by the Tompa Bay Bucs, even though they didn't show up, Patrick Mahomes, the defending Super Bowl MVP, the former Super Bowl MVP, I don't know what happened though. He was pressured on all cylinders. I mean, they it was 39 dropbacks in that game, like 29 or 39 dropbacks, and clearly King Mahomes was pressured. The Tampa Bay Bucs defense was pressuring King Mahomes. And the fact is, needless to say, that yes, they were ready, but obviously they were not. Chiefs Kingdom, they have been dominant since day one. They were former Super Bowl champs last year. And I thought for a minute that they were going to be back-to-back Super Bowl champs. They could have been last night. And even though back at week 12, Chiefs Kingdom, the Chiefs, by the way, they took on Tompa Bay Bucs. So instead, the Tampa Bay Bucs, who are now Super Bowl champs, they planned their revenge. That's how they walked out Super Bowl champs. The new Super Bowl champs here. Because I thought the legacy of Tampa Bay was going to die, and it didn't. So I think it's safe to say that the legacy of Patrick Mahomes may have just died last night. I thought that for a minute, this was it. I thought that Chiefs were going to, retire Tom Brady or TB12 or Tampa Bay, if you will. That didn't happen. So the real question we need to ask ourselves here, ladies and gentlemen, how many more Super Bowl rings does he really need before he heads to retirement? I mean, he wants to play. Yes, he wants to play past 45, and clearly, he says he wants to play past 45 and wants to play beyond that, and wants to win more rings before he changes his mind to retire. The question is, when is he going to retire? When is it going to be Tom Brady's last ride? I mean, he's playing at 43 for goodness sakes. He's going to be turning 44 this year. So clearly, you got one ring in the NFC division now. One ring. That's your 7th Super Bowl ring you're ever going to have. I'll tell you this. Come next year, Super Bowl 56, you may see Chiefs Kingdom against Tampa Bay yet again in a rematch. So honestly, this was it may have been a good game, but clearly nobody expected to see the Chiefs Kingdom get beat down like that. I mean, Chiefs Kingdom just collapsed. I mean, what is Patrick Mahomes gonna say to his fiance, Brittany Matthews, who's crying right now, who is probably crying right now. Yes, Chiefs may have upset, let all the fans down, let the viewers down, and Brittany Matthews is upset right now, crying in front of the entire world. And even though Chiefs, they obviously weren't themselves, they were the same down affection that they've always been this whole time. And Chiefs, they have been undefeated since day one. I mean, they're undefeated in the playoffs, but they weren't undefeated in the Super Bowl. I mean, Chiefs right now are tied in Super Bowl wins and losses. They're tied. That's it. They're 1-1 here. It's one apiece. So I can see the Chiefs right now back to back. I could see the Super Bowl champs. I can see the former Super Bowl champs Chiefs make back-to-back Super Bowl appearances for sure. Yes, they can win Super Bowls and they can lose some. Yes, I've said that the Chiefs are the new dynasty, and they have been this whole time. But last night, they didn't look like much of a new dynasty. This team just got deflated badly, and clearly they got beat up so bad. This was just, I thought this was a close game. I thought that this was going to be the Super Bowl match of the century. And obviously, I don't want to say right now because King Mahomes, he just didn't show. He may have just like threw the pass off. He may have just like threw the ball off, And I did not think. He was pressured, like he was under pressure so many times. And clearly, I don't know what to say to right now, but I can tell you this: that Chiefs, they're going to come back. They will be back. And you may as well cancel the wedding. You may as well just, I don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to say this to his fiance, his queen, Brittany Matthews. But I'll tell you this right now. I could say it like this. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes may have to, pretty much apologize to his girlfriend, his fiance. He may say to her, "I'm sorry. I let myself down. I'm sorry I let you down. I'm sorry I let the whole team down. The one vow that you were gonna make, you would be back-to-back Super Bowl champ. That's the only vow. I've been saying this for months now. I've said this for months. The Chiefs would be back-to-back Super Bowl champs, but they're not. I thought they were. I thought so too. I thought last night was a close game, but it was not. No one ever thought that Tompa Bay Bucs were going to obliterate the Chiefs badly. No one ever thought this. Nobody did. So clearly, the Tompa Bay Bucs, they just won a Super Bowl at home. Literally at home. And they got a customized WWE title with them as well. So honestly, I did not think the Chiefs are going to get beat down. They've only had 2 losses this past season. 2 losses. That's their 3rd loss they've had this past season. Chiefs, they're still good. They're still undefeated in the regular season and the playoffs. But they haven't shown. But last night they just didn't show. All the momentum was taken away from them. Tompa Bay Bucs took that away. Patrick Mahomes may apologize to his fiance, apologize to his family members, close ones, his teammates. You may as well go apologize to the fans because the fact that you were one of the most decorated quarterbacks in NFL history, you of all people should know that your only purpose was to be back-to-back Super Bowl champ, but you're not. You weren't. You didn't show up. The offense, I don't know what happened there. They had good momentum on their hands here, and above all else, they just didn't show up though. So whatever Patrick Mahomes' wedding day is going to be, well, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Mahomes, he's going to apologize to his girl. He's going to, whatever his wedding day is, he may as well just make a vow. And that's the only vow that we're going to make. Back to back. I've said this for months now, and it didn't ensue. It did not ensue. Tom Brady took that away from Patrick Mahomes. That's what happened last night. That's exactly what happened. So if you thought that just for a single minute that this is going to be over, I don't think it's going to be over. So next season, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they will come right back. Chiefs, they may not have been prepared in that. They may not have been prepared. I don't think the Chiefs were even ready for that. They never even came back in the game. They had no touchdowns in the game. Literally not a zip, 0-0s, no touchdowns at all. None. No pass touchdowns, nothing. This team was among one of the greatest teams in history. This is a team right now that's been dominant from day one. That became a new dynasty. They looked like a dynasty last night. My question is, Did Tampa Bay really make the Bucs the new dynasty in the NFC division right now? Even though they're Super Bowl champs, did Tampa Bay really make the Bucs a new dynasty? And I think he must have. People think that Tampa Bay still the GOAT, he still got it though. And yes, people are pleading Tom Brady to retire. When is it gonna be enough? When is he gonna hang it up? You know? When's he gonna take his final current call? Like, when is Tom Brady ever gonna take his final current call? At some point he has to. Because you're playing, yes, Tom Brady, who's a 7-time Super Bowl champion, a 5-time Super Bowl MVP, is the most underrated quarterback in NFL history, underrated Hall of Fame quarterback in NFL history. So I'm disappointed with the Chiefs right now. I really am. I don't know what to say to them right now. They've been the same team they've always been these past couple of months. I'm really disappointed with the Chiefs right now. I really am. I'm upset with them. Brittany Matthews, she's really upset. Patrick Mahomes' family members are upset. Colleagues, teammates are very upset. And even though they didn't show up, though. So what's Patrick Mahomes going to say on his wedding day? What's he going to say there? He may as well apologize to Brittany Matthews, saying that, I'm sorry, I didn't become a back-to-back Super Bowl champ. I'm sorry that I did not do my part. I'm sorry that we weren't the same team that we've always been this whole time. I'm sorry to let you down. Even though I would be walking out here as a back-to-back Super Bowl champ, unfortunately, I'm not. So I'm sorry, Brandon Matthews. I'm sorry. If Patrick Mahomes says that, ladies and gentlemen, well, secret's already out. That may ensue on his wedding day. And yes, he can still get married. Yes, you got one Super Bowl ring on your hands, which you do. But I said, he can win. He can win as many Super Bowl rings as he possibly can. Last night he didn't do so because I thought that Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs, they would be undefeated in Super Bowls right now. They're not. Last night, all that momentum was just taken away from them, just like that in an instant. Nobody expected to see the Chiefs just get beat down like that. Nobody. This is supposed to be last night was supposed to be a good game, a close one, but it was like literally nowhere near close at all. Nowhere near close. Yes, Tampa Bay proved that he can win games on his own. He's already proved that he can get to secure a playoff spot on his own. He's already proven that he can win a divisional title game on his own, secure a Super Bowl spot, and then win it at the same time without Belichick. Tompa Bay was playing checkers while Belichick was playing chess. So clearly, something's got to be said there. So I'll be real surprised what Tampa Bay's going to have in store. I wonder exactly when Tampa Bay is going to consider making a huge announcement. I wonder exactly when Tampa Bay is going to consider retiring at some point in time. When is he going to change his mind? When is it going to be that time? When is it going to time for him to just hanging up? Final current call. When are you going to call it a career? When? He be in Drew Brees' shoes, even though he's going to probably consider retirement at some point, though. But clearly, what is it going to take for him to just say enough? How many Super Bowl rings does Tom Brady, TB12, or Tampa Bay really need before he heads to retirement? How many does he really need? Does he need 10? Does he need 20, 30, 40, 100? But he didn't. He did not. He didn't do so. So I would say this. Super 56 next year, Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady could happen yet again. I'll tell you that right now. So even though I'm disappointed with the outcome of last night, the end game here was that Tom Brady just destroyed the legacy of Patrick Mahomes. He just did that last night. And Patrick Mahomes is a legend of his own right. We all know he's still the young GOAT. He still got it, which he does. But the thing is, Tom Brady's got to realize that Father Time may be catching up to him. And people say that you can't bet against Tom Brady. I voted against Tom Brady, assuming that his legacy was going to die, assuming that's going to be it for Tom Brady, assuming that he would take the walk of shame, hang up his cleats, hang up his jersey, and upset the fans. That didn't happen last night. Tompa Bay Bucs plotted revenge against the Chiefs. That's what happened last night. This is not any different from Week 12, where the Chiefs took out the Tompa Bay Bucs. The Tompa Bay Bucs, they retaliated. I mean, yes, they got revenge. I mean, they beat down Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who was already three-time MVP, and it got engaged. Who's now the engaged MVP. He got revenge on Drew Brees. And last night, he got revenge on Patrick Mahomes. Yes, Tom Brady trampled the King Patrick Mahomes. Like, clearly, is Tom Brady really the king of the NFC division? I'm sorry, the king of the NFC division now? Is he really the king of the Super Bowl, if you will? I mean, Patrick Mahomes may be. Patrick Mahomes, he's still, he may be the king of the AFC division. He may still be, and they're going to rebuild their kingdom from the fall from last night. But is Tom Brady really making the Bucs a new dynasty now? Is it really safe to say that, even though they got a big win, even though they won the Super Bowl last night at home? I mean, the Tompa Bay Bucs, they had a home field advantage in that game last night. It's going to be one of the biggest travesties in history. The biggest losses I've ever seen for the Chiefs. And I feel sorry for Patrick Mahomes. I really do. And his girlfriend's crying right now, and it's going to ask her exactly. And Patrick Mahomes is going to ask her, what can I do to make this up? Brady Matt's going to go, just be better, all right? It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I know you're still the most decorated Super Bowl MVP in history. I know you're one of the most decorated Super Bowl quarterbacks in NFL history. But you'll come back. You'll come back. Just please make good on your behalf. Make good on my behalf. But you know the vow that Brady Matt's was going to make? You know what that is? That doesn't matter how many Super Bowl rings you win. Just eclipse Tom Brady. You would be back-to-back Super Bowl champ, but you're not. So you can be a 5-time, a 10-time, hell, 20-time, or a 30, 100-time, if you will. You could be, even though you're not a back-to-back Super Bowl champ, you can win as many title rings as you possibly can. Just pray that Tom Brady doesn't get there. But I know you want revenge. So if you meet Tom Brady yet again for next year's Super Bowl, beat him down. Beat him down. So that's the value Brady Matthews is going to make. They may have a potential Super Bowl rematch next year, guys. So stay tuned for that, everybody. I hope that happens. I honestly hope that happens. I also hope there's potential Super Bowl rematch because this is not the end. This is not over. Because this may not be the last of them. But I'll tell you, though, Chiefs are going to come back. And Tom Brady, Tompa Bay right now, he may make the Bucs a new dynasty in the NFC division now. So, how many Super Bowl rings does Tom Brady need in the NFC division? That's the real question right there, guys. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are very curious about this. I'm sure a lot of you guys are. But I'll come back to that as soon as possible, guys. I will come back for that. Another news here I want to get into here, by the way, that let's see. D Rose has been traded to. He has returned to the Knicks. By the way, he reunited with Tom Thibodeau, even though he's the MVP. So even though D Rose did play for the Knicks once, D Rose is coming back, reunited with Tom Thibodeau, and this is a big surprise to a lot of people out there. Now you guys remember that D Rose used to play for the Bulls, and Tom Thibodeau coached that team. So this is a big surprise. A lot of people out there. So how is he going to do now that he's coming back? Now that D-Rose come back to the Knicks, now how is he going to do there? So that's a big question going to ask, and I'm looking forward to seeing what is going to store for the Knicks. Even though the Knicks were still not a good team, they have done so well. But I'd say they will be coming back, and they still going to have some more wins. I mean, yes, they got Orange Julius Randle, they got RJ Barrett, they got Elfrid Payton, they got Reggie Bullock, and they even got Obi Toppin. But my goodness, and they got RJ Barrett too. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what D Rose, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock gonna have restored. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And even though they lost to the Heat, by the way, 109-103, so I'm looking good there. So D Rose, have fun with that. So back now to the Heat, to the Knicks. The Heat did beat the Knicks 109-103, where you saw Bam Adebayo scored 24 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal on the block. Jimmy Butler scored 17 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal. The Kelly Olynyk scored 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Tyler Herro scored 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Kendrick Nunn scored 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Orange Julius Randle has scored 26 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 block. Reggie Bullock scored 21 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals. And Alec Burks has scored 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Next thing coming back, but now they got D Rose back there, so that's a big surprise there. Even though he's reunited with Tibbs, by the way, so that's a big surprise there, everybody. Also, another news here: the Jazz defeated the Pacers 103-95. Where you saw the Spider Donovan Mitchell scored 27 points, had 9 rebounds, 11 assists, and 1 steal. Bojan Bogdanovic scored 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Jordan Clarkson scored 17 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Rudy Gobert scored 16 points and rebounds, 3 blocks. Domantas Sabonis has scored 9 rebounds, 2 assists and blocks, 1 steal. Dougie McDermott scored 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Malcolm Brogdon has scored 15 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal and a block. Miles Turner scored 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 blocks. And you got Jeremy Lamb scoring 10 points, 1 assist, steal, and a block. So the Jazz are still doing pretty good so far. They're still legit contenders to the playoffs. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Other than so I want to get into the Dustin Johnson who wins his second save to win he's ever had. Congrats to him on that, everybody. Other news here, some really sad news. ESPN baseball reporter Pedro Gomez has been deceased at 58, and he died. He was deceased at his own home. He's covered baseball throughout his 35 years. He's covered 25 plus World Series titles, 25 World Series, and 20 plus All-Star games. He was a journalist since 2003. He's covered ESPN baseball since 2003. And yeah, it's a really sad storyline. My thoughts and prayers go to Pedro Gomez, his family members, all of his fans, all of his viewers, entire MLB, ESPN, the viewers, subscribers. And it's really sad. It's really sad. So it's very unclear what he died of. And I don't know. So you answer rest in peace, Pedro Gomez. And honestly, this hurts. Really hurts, guys. So keep his family members in your prayers and keep MLB in your prayers as well. The loss of over the loss of Pedro Gomez, who was deceased. And it's not. I hope it's not. It's not. I don't think it's COVID. I don't think it's COVID related. And yeah, that's not looking good in there. So Pedro Gomez was deceased at 58, and as on home though. So really tough news, everybody. Really tough news. There you do so on that, everybody. Also, some other news here I want to get into. That Ariel was a little girl that was injured in that car crash that Britt Brigg got into. By the way, she suffers major brain damage, and she's fighting for her life. So keep Ariel, the little girl that was injured in the car crash. Keep her and her family members and her fans. And thoughts and prayers, everybody. Please be sure you do so on that. Britt Brigg got into a car crash. There's a GoFundMe page for Ariel. She's fighting for her life. So please be sure you do so on that. Donate if you can, though, guys, just to keep her alive and safe. And this is really sad news, though. So keep Ariel and her family members in your prayers. This horrific incident that Britt Brigg got into in the car crash. Now, Britt Brigg was in a car crash this past Thursday, but he has not been charged yet. So there may be some possible impairment for him, and he may be facing charges. And he was not attending the Super Bowl last night, and really sad note. This is really difficult though. So keep Ariel's family members and your thoughts and prayers, everybody. Please be sure you do so on that. Chiefs and your thoughts and prayers on that. And this did not, and I want to remind you, this did not cost the Chiefs to get beat down last night by the Tompa Bay Bucs. I'll tell you that right now. That it did not. That's not how it went down. So just keep that in mind. It may have been a little distraction, but they don't want to let distractions get in the way. So honestly, I'm not gonna say it's been a distraction as to why they lost. No. I don't want to go that route. It's a really tough situation that they're in though. So keep Ariel and your thoughts and prayers, everybody. She's fine for life. She has major brain damage. Fine for life and some internal bleeding. So keep your thoughts and prayers, everybody. Please be sure you do so. It's a really sad note. And it's likely that Brett Ricker facing charges, and he was charged for numerous incidents, by the way, everybody on that. He may have been impaired. So honestly, hopefully I have a lot of update on that. And really, that's not looking good there. So that's all there is you need to know on there, everybody. So keep your thoughts and prayers, everybody, on that. This horrific situation. Also, some other news here I want to get into that Lewis Hamilton has signed a 1-year offer with 1-year offer extension with Mercedes for the 2021 F1 season, by the way. So congrats to him on that. And yeah, that's all there's to you need to know on that, everybody. So best news yet there. Other than saying, I want to get into that Vitaly, he was the YouTuber behind, the fan that wore a pink shirt and black shorts. So a fan was streaking last night's Super Bowl 55 game, and he was told to pull his pants up, and that streak got arrested for sure. I'll tell you that. I mean, he was streaking onto the field, and that fan got arrested. I mean, my goodness, that's just uncalled for. It really is. So why would some streaker, rush to the field and then eventually get some rest? I mean, that's just, come on. And then Vitaly Zarevsky says, we haven't did it. Like, come on, kidding me? Really? So that man could be facing charges, by the way. That fan could be facing plethora of charges on his hands. I can tell you that much. That's all there is you need to know on that, everybody. And yeah, didn't look good there. So that's all I got to say on that, everybody. That's all there's to it. Also, another news I want to get into that Greg Hamilton, who's a Smackdown ring announcer, he got engaged to his longtime girlfriend, Ariana Thompson. Congrats to both of them on that and the engagement showcase. And that's all there is you need to know, everybody. So best news yet there. Other news here I want to get into, by the way. I want to wish happy birthdays out to the world's largest athlete, former world champ, future WWE Hall of Famer, The Big Show, or Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer, The Big Show, Mary Steenburgen, Mary McCormick, Seth Green, Brooke Adams, John Williams, Killer Clayface, Clay Thompson, Bethany Hamilton, Julio Jones, Catherine Newton, Lay Greg, Kimbo Slice, Cecilia Strong, Pooch Hall, Daphne Joy, Amelia Zadrell, Paige McKenzie, Turk, Rich Boy, Capone, Drebo, Project Pat, Joe Madden, Danelle Blaylock Jr., Alonzo Mourning, Sophie Bennett, Rui Hachimura, Anna Hutchison, Aylin Alvarez, and Audrey Middleton. So some of your birthday wishes, birthday shows, or birthday tweets, everybody. That's all you guys have to do just for now. And yep, that will do it right there. So best news yet there. I can tell you that right now. So that's all there is you need to know. Now I want to get back to what happened last night. So the Chiefs Kingdom, they didn't show up last night. They just did not show up. I mean, they may look prepared, though. They just collapsed. So Chiefs Kingdom just collapsed. I'll tell you that, though. Tom Bay at some point, he's going to retire. He's already proven that he can win playoff games on his own, win regular season games on his own, win the divisional title game on his own, secure the Super Bowl spot on his own, and then win at the same time without Belichick. Makes Belichick look bad. And you can say whatever you want, guys. And any more Super Bowl rings. He has 7 now. But how many could he have in the NFC until he retires? How many could he have there? He's got 6. He may have had 6 in the AFC with the Pats. He's got a 7th with the Tompa Bay Bucs now. How many could he have in the NFC? He may have had the 7th one. How many could he need? 10, 20? That's more than That's more than Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, King Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, Big Ben, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning. So, and Russell Wilson as well on that note. So honestly, it's surprised a lot of people though. So is Tampa Bay the ultimate goal in the NFL? And is it safe to say that? Is Tom Brady is it just a playing goat or the ultimate goat in the NFL? I know for one thing that MJ, he was the ultimate goat. He is the ultimate goat in the NBA. We know that. LeBron James, he's a playing goat. We all know he's a 4-time NBA champ, 4-time MVP. Aaron Rodgers, he's a 3-time MVP. I'll know that for sure. You know he's engaged. We all know Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Nick Foles on that other side. So clearly, how many Super Bowl rings could Tom Brady possibly get? He win some or lose some Super Bowl games at the same time, though, much like he did with the Pats. So how many Super Bowl rings does he really need in the NFC now? He may have a 7th one, though. How many does he really need? I mean, yes. People were doubting him, underestimating him, thinking that, he may be a washed-up quarterback. He thinks that, he's not going to be able to get there. He's not going to be able to secure that he can win the big one. Obviously, he proved everybody wrong. He still got it. He's already helped the Bucs become legit contenders, which they were. He's already helped them win a Super Bowl, which he did. We all know that for sure. So the Bucs now, new dynasty now, they got Tom Brady in the NFC now. Now, the difference here is that Chiefs right now, they're the new dynasty in the AFC. The Tompa Bay Bucs now, they may be the new dynasty in the NFC. That's 2 different narratives right there, everybody. I'll tell you, they can meet each other yet again. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised by this at all. You might be seeing Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and make back-to-back Super appearances. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he can make back-to-back Super appearances. We've seen Tom Brady do so. Patrick Mahomes, he's going to make back-to-back Super appearances on his own. I can tell you that. And Tom Brady's still going to make back-to-back Super Bowl appearances if necessary. That's all there is I got to say on that. So that's all there's you need to know, everybody. With the Bucs, by the way. So it's a big surprise. I mean, there are 2 teams that were lobbying to get Tom Brady. It was the Chargers and the Tompa Bay Bucs. So he won the Tompa Bay Bucs. So really, I think that it's safe to say the Tompa Bay Bucs, they can actually do the unthinkable yet again, much like they did last night. So that's all I got to say on that. And I think that's safe to say that, this is it. And, the legacy of Patrick Mahomes, it's not dead. It's not dead. And I think it made it clear that Tom Brady is, he's still the GOAT. We all know that. But is he really the ultimate GOAT other than the others? And could he really retire? Could he really retire with I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many rings he's gonna need though. And I know how many Super Bowl rings he's gonna need in the NFC now. So I'm wondering exactly what's going to mean for the Chiefs. I'm wondering I'm looking at the Chiefs right now. I'm going, oh man, this is it. Yeah, and I'm looking at the Chiefs right now, and I gotta wonder, you know, what happened? What happened? What happened out there? I thought the Chiefs were gonna show. I thought the Chiefs were gonna be dominant as ever. I mean, Chiefs, they didn't look the same faction, the same dominant faction they've always been. They look like much of a dynasty that they've always been this entire season. Last night was one of them. All the momentum was just taken away from them, just like that. Yes, the Chiefs are still good. Yes, they still got it. The fact of the matter is that the Chiefs are going to come back. So when Patrick Mahomes' wedding day is, whatever that's going to be, I'll tell you the one vow it's going to make. I'll tell you the one secret vow it's going to make. You want to know what that one vow is? It's this one. Patrick Mahomes, he's going to make back to back to back. I mean, yes, it's not the one where I would say Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. That didn't happen last night. I would say that Patrick Mahomes, the one vow that Patrick Mahomes is going to make more back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, win some and lose some. That's the one vow I'm going to have right there. That's the one vow. I mean, yes, people were lobbying Patrick Mahomes to be back-to-back Super Bowl champ. And people were lobbying, fans were lobbying Tom Brady to retire. So did the Chiefs retire Tampa Bay? They didn't do so. No, they didn't. They didn't do so. I thought that was going to be the end game here. But the end game here was the fact that Tampa Bay and the Bucs just murdered the Chiefs bad by like 31 points. 31-9. My goodness. This I honestly could not describe. I mean, yes, he threw yes, Patrick Mahomes may have thrown the ball off a bit. He may have had the ball snapped. They like 29 dropbacks, but clearly I'm extremely disappointed in Patrick Mahomes right now, the Chiefs right now. I'm looking at him going, what happened? Like literally, what happened? I mean, Chiefs are gonna come back. Yes, like you don't have to be a back-to-back Super Bowl champ or an MVP. You can win Super Bowls on your own, and you can lose them. That's fine, perfectly fine. You're tied Super Bowl win in the past, and last night lost it. Chiefs will be walking out back to my Super Bowl champs, but they're not. Tompa Bay Bucs, they took all the way the momentum, and they just won a game at home. It was at their home turf for sure. And that's where WrestleMania 37 is going to be in April. And I'm pretty sure that Tompa Bay Bucs, they'll probably show up there. I'll tell you that. But my goodness, man. My goodness. Chiefs just, oh man, I'm disappointed in the Chiefs. I hope they show up. I hope they show up yet again. I hope they show up. I hope they destroy. I hope they get revenge on Tompa Bay Bucs in next year's Super Bowl in LA. I hope that happens because in the end, they'll come back. Chiefs will come back. They'll be better, stronger, wiser. And Tompa Bay Bucs, well, his legacy didn't die. It didn't. So I'm sorry, everybody. I thought Chiefs Kingdom were going to walk out back-to-back Super Bowl champs. That didn't happen. But Chiefs will come back. They'll be better, stronger, faster, wiser, better, more physical, more dominant than they've ever been. And I hope they come back and they walk out as, 2-time Super Bowl champs, 3-time, 4-time, 5-time, 7, 8-time, 10-time, however you want to say it. So that's it. And honestly, yes, Chiefs would have been undefeated in Super Bowls. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. So even Tom Brady is not undefeated in Super Bowls. He's not. You got a loss. You had a loss to the G-Men. You got a loss to the Eagles. And clearly, someone say on that. So honestly, I thought they'd be back. And be fair, I did not think that Tompa Bay Bucs were going to destroy and obliterate the Chiefs just like that. I mean, Chiefs just got embarrassed last night. Straight up embarrassed. I feel sorry for the Chiefs. I really do. I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes right now. I mean, that has to be. This has to be that was the last night has to be the biggest loss in Patrick Mahomes' career, and the Chiefs' career too. I'll tell you that. That's the biggest loss in his career. I hope that's not happening. They may go for a repeat. So my question is, could Tompa Bay Bucs go for a repeat by next year? Let me know in the comment section down below on that. I'll be more than happy to respond to everybody. And could the Chiefs get their revenge as well for next year? So let me know in the comment section about that. I will address response to that because that rivalry may not be over. May not be over. It may be far from over for that. So let me know in the comment section about that. I will address response, and that's all I got to say, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, that would do right there for the Khalil Sports Board. Please be sure you always like to subscribe to the Khalil Sports Board YouTube channel and Facebook page by any and all ministry. What are your thoughts, your responses on Tampa Bay getting revenge on Chiefs, walking out back as Super Bowl as new Super Bowl champs at home, by the way, and them, I mean Tampa Bay being a 7-time Super Bowl champ and a 5-time MVP. What are your thoughts on that exactly? You think it's going to go for repeat yet again? You think it's going to be back-to-back yet again? Or you think that King Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, the former Super Bowl MVP, is going to wind up being, back-to-back yet again? Let me know about sure in the comment section on that. I will be more than happy to respond to it. They can make more back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. I'll tell you that. But if Super Bowl wins, tough one. So let me know in the comment section about that. I'll be more than happy to respond to everybody. You think that was late for Tampa Bay? You think last night was there for Tampa Bay? Let me know in the comment section about that. I will address response to that. You think that Tampa Bay should just retire everybody? Please let me know in the comment section about this. I will address and get into that. And that's all I'm going to say on that, everybody. Your thoughts on Lewis Hamilton signing a 1-year offer extension with Mercedes for the 2021 F1 season? Let me know in the comment section about that. I'll just about sure. Send thoughts and prayers out to Pedro Gomez's family members and his fans in ESPN baseball, as Pedro Gomez was deceased at 58 in his own home. What are your thoughts about that? The illness was not yet announced yet. The cause of death has not been announced yet. So what are your thoughts about that, everybody? So thoughts about prayers out to the little girl area who was injured in the car crash that Britt Reed got into, and she has major brain damage as well. So please be sure you send prayers out to her family members, all of our fans, all our viewers. It's a horrific accident. So that's all there is to say on that. Some little streaker, by the way, who was arrested, and even though the YouTuber behind it was Vitaly Jovetsky, by the way. So what you thoughts about that? I'll just want to share, but that's all there is to you need to know on that. Your thoughts exactly on Dustin Johnson winning his second Waste Management Phoenix Open title and his 8th tour win. What are your thoughts about that? Your thoughts on D Rose returning to the Knicks, by the way, reuniting with Tom Thibodeau. Your thoughts about that, everybody? That's all I got to say on that, everybody. Even though D Rose did play for the Knicks one, so what are your thoughts about that, everybody? What are your thoughts on the Jazz defeating the Pacers 103-95? What thoughts about that? I'll just want to share, everybody. You thought you send your brother wish out to the Big Show, to Mary Steenburgen, Mary McCormick, Seth Green, Brooke Adams, Bethany Hamilton, Julio Jones, Killer Clayface, Klay Thompson, Catherine Newton, Laker Kimbo Slice, Cecily Strong, Pooch Hill, Alonzo Mourning, Joe Madden, Rui Hachimura, Sophie Bennett, as Audrey Middleton, Anna Hutchinson. So send your brother wishes, your brother shows, your brother tweets to everybody, and that's all you guys got to do. And also don't forget, guys, that next week is the NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. That's going to be on Valentine's. That'll be on Valentine's, live exclusively on the WWE Network. Everybody, please be sure you check that out next week, guys. So just want to remind you guys that. So NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day is next week on Valentine's, live on the WWE Network. You will see Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne for the NXT title. You will see Io Shirai versus Toni Storm versus Mercedes Martinez for the NXT Women's title, triple threat, by the way. Thoughts about that, everybody? You'll see more of the Dusty Rhodes Classic and the Women's Dusty Rhodes Classic Dusty Cup as well. So please should do so on that, everybody. That's all I got to say on that. And that's all I got to say. So take care, everybody. You guys safe out there. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.